the Redskins.
The Washington Redskins. They're one of the NFL's most iconic football teams. But recently, they've been under a lot of pressure to change the name of their team mascot due to its supposedly offensive nature. However, despite what you might hear in the media, there's a lot of debate on the connotation of the word redskin. Some historians believe that the word was first used in the 17th century to describe the Algonquian and Lenapes' use of red paint on their faces and bodies. Others believe that the word originated from an unfortunate time in our country's history when it referred to the scalps of Native Americans who were hunted for bounty. It does appear, however, that redskin was historically used by Native Americans when referring to themselves. For instance, No Ears, chief of the Little Osages, in a conversation with President Madison said, "I know the manners of the whites and the redskins." So, the exact connotation of what redskin really means is certainly a bit muddied. But let's talk about the present. Who's really offended by the word? Well, according to a 2004 poll, 90% of Native Americans didn't consider it to be offensive. And a 2013 poll found that 4 in 5 Americans didn't think the Redskins should change their name. The truth is, the name Redskin is not just used by the professional football team. 62 high schools in 22 different states across our nation use the moniker Redskin for their team mascot as well. Some of these high schools are even made up of predominantly Native American student bodies. For instance, Kingston High School in Oklahoma, with a 58% Native American school population. Wellpennant High School in Washington State, with a 91% Native American school population. And the Red Mesa High School Redskins in Arizona, with a nearly 100% Navajo population. So why is it then that President Obama, 50 of our U.S. Democratic senators, and most recently the U.S. Patent Office have taken time away from solving our nation's real problems to take a stand on what appears to be a seemingly trivial issue to the rest of the country? Well, the fuss seems to be emanating from the Oneida Indian Nation, a small Native American tribe in central New York whose self-elected leader, Ray Hallbritter, has a big enough mouth and clout to stir up the attention of both the national media and politicians. Mr. Hallbritter's leadership of this 900-member tribe is truly a rags to riches story. Once an impoverished and struggling tribe, the Oneida Indian Nation now owns a multi-million-dollar casino, an animation company, a media network, and a chain of gas stations. And while the Oneida Nation doesn't publicly share their financial earnings, it's estimated that the casino alone earns somewhere between $200 to $400 million annually. Certainly no one would begrudge the industrious work ethic of the Oneida Indian Nation, but it appears that Mr. Hallbritter has used the tribe's wealth to become a powerful player in politics as well. Between 2000 and 2012, they spent more than $3.2 million on lobbying and made $257,000 in political contributions. Hey, when money talks, politicians listen. Right, Mr. Hallbritter? It talked when he struck a deal with former Governor Mario Cuomo, allowing Oneidas to open their casino without sharing revenue with the state. Or reaching a deal with current New York Governor Andrew Cuomo that would ensure the Oneidas a monopoly on casino gambling all the way from Syracuse to Albany. So, the question must be asked, is this really an issue about an offensive name, or is it about a billionaire who's trying to make a name for himself by coercing another billionaire to change the name of his football team? One thing's for certain, though. If the PC police coerce the Washington Redskins into changing their name, who will be next on their crusade? Should the Cleveland Indians change their name? When Columbus landed in the New World, he thought he actually landed in the Indies, and so he referred to the Native Americans as Indians. Shouldn't the Native Americans be up in arms about this name? Why would they want to be referred to as Indians when they're actually Native Americans? And have you seen the Cleveland Indians logo? Kind of gives new meaning to the word redskin, doesn't it? Or how about the New York Yankees? Just like the word redskin, the dictionary defines Yankee as a derogatory word as well. For Southerners who still lament the results of the Civil War, their use of the word is certainly not a term of endearment. Our international enemies use the name as a slur as well. Should the fine folks of New York City continue to be subjected to such a condescending name? How about the Milwaukee Brewers? I bet the folks there don't really like being depicted as beer guzzlers or drunks. Since our country promises freedom of religion, shouldn't those of the Christian faith be offended by the New Jersey Devils? I mean, wouldn't spectators at their games run the risk of being possessed by Satan? And for those who are atheists, shouldn't we protect them from teams like the New Orleans Saints or the Los Angeles Angels? I mean, surely those names proclaim a supreme being. Finally, I'd like to propose that the entire state of Oklahoma change its name. Yes, that's right. The name Oklahoma comes from a Choctaw Indian word meaning red people. But wait, not everyone who resides in that state is a red person. There are people of many different colors that live there. Why, even white people. Wait, is that racist? White people aren't really white. They're more peach or flesh-colored. Could using the term white people imply that all Caucasians look like clowns? I could go on, but I think you get the point. The bottom line is this. There just isn't substantial proof that the word redskin has the offensive connotations that Mr. Halbritter, our president, members of Congress, and the U.S. Patent Office would have you believe. If you want to know how you can help silence the stupidity on the redskin name controversy, stick around for the end credits.
Hail to the Redskin, hail victory. Praise on the warpath, fight for all we see. Run or pass and score, we won a lot more. Beat 'em, swamp 'em, touch them, let the point soar. Fight on, till you have won, sons of Washington.